Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have Alex Pastrello. How you doing? I don't know why I said your last name, but there you are.
So you never said my last name. I'm good.
I'm frazzled by this fuck on your left. Garrett, how you doing today?
Wow, God, he's being mean today. Old man forgot his grumpy pills.
And we are Wednesday Comics, bringing you the forecast to tell you what books come out on July 19th, 2017. What books are you in your comic shop and see what's coming out. What's going to come out tomorrow.
Next to you.
You know what I noticed, actually? This is a little inside baseball before we start here. There's a lot of the podcasts that I cut out, like pre-stuff, and it'd be interesting to see the behind-the-scenes thing, but not today. Let's start with Dark Horse Comics, Alien Dead Orbit #3. We have James Stokey proceeding with his mini-series over at Dark Horse. Alex, you were caught up with this, right?
Yes.
How are you liking James Stokey's Alien?
I love it. I think his art is aces.
As a man who doesn't like the franchise, you like this book?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'll admit, I actually really enjoy this book.
The art's great. James Stokey's great. Garrett, are you caught up with this, or are you still behind?
Nope, I'm all caught up. I
What do you
really
think?
enjoy it. For it being an Aliens book, I think they're kind of pulling one on me because, I've barely seen aliens. I think that's kind of the concept. Is when they do show up, they're terrifying. But I'm I kind of feel like I'm playing that Aliens video game. I don't know when they're going to pop up, but when they do, they scare the shit out of me.
Well, it's kind of
This
actually
feels like Alien 1. This feels like the movie Alien, where you barely see them, but when they are there, they're fucking scary.
Yeah.
it is kind of like the first movie was like that, where you really don't see them the whole time, and the first full shot you get of the first one. Spoilers for Aliens 1 or Alien 1, Alien, I guess it's just called. In that duck scene when they're going through, that's the first full shot you have of the alien. So it's more suspenseful than Aliens is more action. So of course you're going to see them. So I like that it's taking that kind of take on Aliens.
Absolutely.
Department H #14. Here
16.
16.
Yeah, 16.
Looking into Hari Hardy's past. Is that his name, really? Hari Hardy? All right, there we go.
So.
Harry.
Harry. He says that H.
Maybe it is Hari. Maybe it is Hari.
I think it's Hari.
don't know.
It's clear that Mia's father's long history has made him the author of his own destruction, and perhaps Mia's as well. This book's still going strong. I really like it. Like it said, we've talked about it a million times, but it's a slower book. It's not going to be one of these books that every issue is going to blow you out of the water, but there's enough that keeps you going. Garrett, how much of the mystery are you catching up with? You have a good idea of who's the killer yet?
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea, and it's still, I'm not 100% though. So I feel like if I say it, then the next issue is going to be a million reasons why this person is not the murderer. But I feel like we're close to figuring out who the actual culprit is, but finding out more about their plan is going to take some time yet, about their whole operation.
DC Comics, Aquaman #26. Actually, so I was thinking about dropping this book, and then actually I started picking it up again. So for Alex, yes, Alex, I did drop it for 2 issues, so I don't have those 2 issues. And I'm not going to go back and get them. But
Did you start on 25?
yeah, I restarted back in 25.
With the new artist?
The new
or
artist.
whatever?
So here's what happened. I go, I'm going to drop this book. I go into the shop, and I go, well, let me take a look at this new artist. I looked through a couple of pages. I was like, I'm going to get this book. I just couldn't. And plus, I don't know, there's something about Aquaman that always draws me in, and then I fell behind. That's why I dropped it. It's nothing of the book. I don't even know how the book's going right now. I just was I am not, every time I see it on my stack, I'm always well, let's read the one behind it. And for me, that tells me I'm not interested in that book anymore, and I eventually drop it. However, something about Aquaman that when I see him in other books or I read anything else that includes him, I always like it. So I thought about that, and I was well, I know if I hear this is good, and I know I like that art, I'm gonna want to read this. So I picked it up again. So we'll see how that's going. I heard it's good. 25 was good, I heard. So we'll see where that's going.
I haven't read 25 yet.
I haven't read it yet. Okay. Once again, on my stack, it was on my stack, and I pushed to the back to read a different book instead.
I want to make sure you reiterate it one more time for me.
They were all sold out, basically at Rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, I think Aquaman's going to be one that people think they don't like until that movie comes out, and then people are going to jump on board. So we'll see how that goes. Batman.
I think JL's Aquaman's gonna be a little different than the actual Aquaman.
He is, but if any character's different in some way, and especially with DC, then they go and they know it's a different version. If they read something Marvel event, and eventually that person's going to be that person. But I mean, like, people still jump on the book to read the history. They know they're reading history and where they're an inspiration instead.
Well, it's like that 25 and had him. He's already got his like goatee and beard filling out again, so it's going to be like similar.
Yeah. Batman number 27, The War of Jokes and Riddles interlude. We have a break. Take a little break here.
We just started.
Yeah, like 2 issues in.
It says it's part 3, but it says interlude. So here we go. The war has spread to every corner. So it's a new artist. It's not Janin. Yeah, sorry. We have who is this? Oh, the cover says something different than the cover says Clayman, and the solicit says David Jaffili. I'm not sure. Oh, well, I guess pick it up and see who's the artist. I'm not sure who it is. But it looks like we have an interlude. But you know what? The thing is, you're right. We just started. I don't know why there's an interlude already. But I've been liking the last 2, so hopefully it's still good, but I feel like it's going to ruin the pacing.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I saw in October. That's when we guessed it, that they're picking up that storyline from the obviously being proposed to Catwoman and Batman. It's like, it's that same thing. It's just like, it's hard to interrupt a story and get back and feel 100% about it.
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
For me, I know you guys aren't the same, but for me, I think Tom King has given me enough good things that I can give him a chance and see how it goes.
I'm fine giving him a chance. I think my only thing is that you're only 2 issues into the arc, already doing an interlude. Realize it says it's number 3. It's still like, okay, I don't know. I don't understand it, but he's done good stuff. So again, I guess I'm willing to be okay with it. I have no choice to be otherwise.
Speaking of Batman 66 meets the Legion of Superheroes. This just looks like a fun book. So if you're looking for something here, it looks like it's the start of a new mini. We have Lee Aldred writing it, Mike Aldred on art, and Laura Aldred on color. So the Aldred family's all in this. So if you want to see Batman 66 meet up with the Legion of Superheroes, here you go. Looks pretty good. They're always good, so it's a good team. If you want to get caught up in that. Batwoman, number 5, we have... The Many Arms of Death epilogue. Here is the epilogue to the first arc. That cover is beautiful. Stephanie Hans on the cover. We have James Tynion. This is his last issue before Margaret Bennett takes over completely. What do you guys caught up in this before she was Batwoman? Cat Came Broke Bad.
I think this is going to be my chopping block issue. It's going to be, if this issue is really good, I'll stay on. If it's not so good, I'm jumping off. Because since we're getting so many things coming up, I'm going to start trying to do some hard cuts. Because it's just, I can't be getting I don't need to get every single book for everything. And like Batwoman, I really enjoy the character. I'm already getting her a bunch in Detective, so it's like if her own story's not holding up, I don't really need both.
I agree with Garrett. Maybe not on Batwoman. I'm 2 behind so far, but on Batgirl and Teen Titans, other books that I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I really need them. I'm getting these characters in other books that I don't need to see them everywhere I go.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's for me, it's like I like the character enough though, so I'll keep getting it. I want to see Margaret Bennett on her own and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Alex, you said that after you see Justice League, you don't think they'll go back and read the books. DC thinks so because they're releasing Justice League Essentials this week. They're Aquaman number 1, Batman number 1, Cyborg number 1, Flash number 1, Justice League number 1, and Superman number 1. Where's Wonder Woman? I guess she's not in there. He sold DC the Rebirth issues for $1. So if you want to get them and catch on and see if you want to join DC Rebirth, there you go. You can check those out. Green Arrow, number 27. Here we go. Stephen Byrne on the art, Otto Schmidt on the cover, Ben Percy still writing. Hard Traveling Hero, part 2. Garrett, you read part 1. How was it?
It was good. It hasn't changed in quality for me. It's always been Grade A. The art's good, story's fun. I think that based off what just happened in the last arc, that things are starting to finally come around full circle for Green Arrow, that he can finally do what he needs to do to be a hero. And also mention on that variant cover, that's Assad Rubik doing the variant cover this week. If you guys can see that. So
I didn't see that. No,
I'm definitely getting that cover too.
Is Assad? Is he doing DC stuff now, or is he just doing the cover?
That's the first thing I've seen him do for DC. So I'm like, hopefully, maybe they'll get some more of him on this side of the team.
Yeah, let me look at this variant cover. That looks pretty good. Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, so he's doing variant cover, so we'll see how that goes. Green Lanterns number 27. Sam Humphries, Ronan Claggett, Brad Walker on the cover. Out of Time Part 2. No, it's not Part 2, is it? Part 1.
I don't know if I don't believe that Diamond's screwing with everybody lately.
The cover says Part 1, so we'll go with Part 1. This is a series which was just announced today that Sam Humphries is leaving and Tim Seeley's taking it over. So Sam's been good on it. So it's still a good book. Sad to see him go, but I think we were speculating in our personal chat that maybe he's moving on to better things called JL. So we'll see how he does. He's still with DC, has an exclusive contract, so he has to do something with them. And we think he's moving to JL. So I would imagine.
I'm kind of sad about that, though.
Yeah, me too. But like, if they're recognizing he's doing a good job, I mean, move him up to Justice League. I am excited. Like, if he goes to Justice League, I'll read that book. He's proven to me in this that he knows how to do DC stuff, or at least he's in a place now, I think, where his stuff's fun, and that's like kind of what you need in Justice League. You need these fun stories that they really are. I mean, but it's not like throwaway stories. You know what I mean? It's fun, but it's still we have the emotion of like her anxiety and him being a hothead. All those things came through, but you still had fun with each issue, and I thought it was great. I think you'll see that news at Comic-Con this week. San Diego Comic-Con's going on this week, so we'll see some announcements probably, and that'll probably be one of them. Injustice 2, number 6. Garrett, Injustice 2, how's it going?
Good. I just actually read issue 4, so I'm 2 behind this morning, and it was pretty good. I mean, I found out who the big bad is, which probably if I played the video game, I would know that anyways, but do you guys care if I tell you, or should I not spoil it?
The Brainiac?
It's Ra's al Ghul. Sorry, I spoiled it.
Ra's?
Really?
Why is it always Ra's?
I don't
That's
know.
lame.
You know, there
It
was
is kind of lame.
There was
I don't know his exact plot yet. We still don't know who murderous Batman is yet, so there's still some mystery to it, but I'm sure I'll find out more as I keep reading.
Weird tangent. As much as I like Ra's al Ghul, I do not like what they've been doing with him lately. He does not need to be in everything.
He's immortal.
I get he's immortal, and I get he's probably bored, and I think he just enjoys annoying Batman like most of the rogues do. But you don't need to be in every single thing.
Here we go. Oh, nobody gets Justice League anymore. Never mind. Justice League, there you go if you want to read that, but we wouldn't recommend it. Nightwing, number 25, Exercise Anniversary issue. Here we go, Blockbuster Part 4. Is that right? Part 4?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Man, that cover looks pretty good too. And these covers are... DC has recently been doing a thing where the covers really are what happens in the books. And I don't know, there's something about them. They always pick like the most dynamic moment, and they've been good lately. Their variants are really good too. I always pick up variants instead of the regular ones. But go ahead.
I think the reason I like the regular ones is the fact that on the top it says the arc that it's in, and I like that.
Yeah.
Don't the other ones?
I agree. Sometimes the variants are better.
The other ones do too.
We don't.
Yeah, they do. Check it out. Check out Nightwing.
I'm looking at it right now and I don't see it.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. It's
Blockbuster.
I think I bought a variant. I think it says it actually. Yeah, it does. I can see it from here. So I think it's just this picture here.
I was telling Alex last Wednesday, like, I love the Rebirth banner or whatever, but I can't wait till that's done with. So
it's not going to be done ever.
Cover.
It's never going to be done. Dude, New 52 it was on the beginning and on the last issue of New 52. They never got rid of it. The banner is saying New 52.
When Rebirth is finished.
And at 2 years, it's only Rebirth.
Well, then you'll have it for 2 years.
I just mean like you'll see the full cover instead of the drop down missing an eighth of the cover kind of thing.
Okay. Super Sons number 6. Here we go. Jorge Jimenez on the art. Peter J. Tomasi writing it. Have you guys been enjoying Super Sons?
1 through 4 was good. I thought 5 was a dump fest.
Yeah,
That
I think
art
5 they were trying to wrap up the arc and it wasn't good art.
Whoa.
Man, that art was horrible in 5.
Was it?
That wasn't a Jorge, was it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't know.
If
You should
it
check.
was, he was on the D list for what he was drawing because it was poor.
You should check because, I don't know. You know why? Dropped this book like 2 issues ago.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't know you dropped it.
It was one of those books where I just kept moving into the back. And it's, the thing was that one issue Jorge did on Superman, that Carnival issue, was so great
7.
because, it was fun, but also there was heart there. And I feel like the Super Sons thing has just been fun. And then, I don't know, there's something about it. I think I just find Damian too annoying. I don't think I like Damian. I just don't think I do. In Teen Titans, I hated him. And I started reading this and I hated him. I just don't think I mean, in Batman and Robin, I loved him. But I think that's a different person.
It definitely is. I don't think people understand who Damian is as a character. Like, I think they just want him to be who he was when he first became Robin, not who he eventually became, which is the Robin that we should know and love. But you're right. When you read Super Sons or Titans, he's a total asshole, and that's not who he is as a character.
Well, that's the thing is, no matter what in Super Sons, all he's doing is he picks on Superboy the whole freaking time. It's like there's more to Damian and Superboy than them bickering back and forth. And I get that should have been the first issue of Batman and Robin. Was it Batman and Robin? Which one did he show up in?
No.
Batman and Robin.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, the first time Damian showed up?
But he was in one of the books. Maybe it was Superman.
He was in Nightwing recently.
In Rebirth, that they made the team come together. Was it Superman?
Oh, for Super Sons? Yeah, it was in Superman.
Okay.
That issue, actually, I thought that one was okay.
That one would have been fine if they kept bickering and they're fighting and they're like, oh, I hate you and you're a dick, blah, blah, blah. But they're still doing it 6 issues in. It's like, come on, get over it and be a team.
See, I thought when they brought Damian into Nightwing, that's the best he's been in Rebirth.
I was just about to say that. In Nightwing, actually, I was like, okay, that's the Damian that I know from Grant Morrison's run.
Right.
But this other one feels like, and I don't know. I know he died and came back. I don't know how he's been since then. But yeah, like Grant Morrison knows how to write him. Of course, I mean he created him, but still, that's what I miss.
Right. Yeah, but like I said, Seeley knows how to write him.
I think he does.
It depends on who decides to write him and how they want him to be. Apparently, in these Teen Titans and Super Sons, Damian's just a dick. He doesn't actually have any substance to him.
At least, like, he was a super dick in that Lazarus contract. So that was like,
oh god, yeah.
But
like, I think this is going to be my Super Sons is one of those. It's on my chopping block of.
I love the art. I love the art.
I can't do it. Jorge Jimenez is on it. I just can't do it. It's too good. I mean, the art is too good. The story is
good. The story is a little wishy-washy for me.
Superman number 27, Declaration Part 1. Wait a second. The cover says Declaration Part 1, and the list says Road Trip Part 1.
They're fucking up hardcore. I'm so sick of it.
So anyway, Peter J. Tomasi, Patrick Gleason writing, and we have Scott Galutson doing the art, Lee Weeks on the cover. I love Lee Weeks. That man, like, that cover's the great. He did a Daredevil thing. I can't remember. I should have looked up what was the Daredevil series called, but and he did the Batman Elmer Fudd thing, which was like one of the best Batman stories I've read in a while, and mostly because of the art. Not mostly, but the art was like amazing, and when I saw that, I was like, Lee Weeks needs to start doing a DC book. And I don't know if he can't keep up their schedule or whatever, but like DC needs to sign that guy. And I mean, he's been around.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his art. Like when I read Superman, whatever, they were bringing him from his other Earth, like basically, like he did a lot of the art. Like it's fine. I just don't think I don't know if it's my favorite kind of art. I think it's just a little too traditional for me.
Traditional? I don't think that was Lee Weeks then. Lee Weeks is not traditional.
I see this cover that he's drawn, and I've seen the Superman. Whatever that he draw, and because I used to review those on our website when we did reviews, and like I don't know if I'm like all the way in. I wish it was just Gleason doing covers again.
I don't. Okay, well I'll have to show you this Batman because I'm not sure if that's the same artist, but it might be. Trinity number 11, Francis Manapul doing everything again. What do you guys think about that cover? Because I know you guys said you don't like them posing.
I don't know. Why is there that white on the bottom? Like it's just.
It's fine. I mean, I don't know.
Dead Space
I like
part.
Manpole. I like his art style. I like his choices for what he does. That bottom really doesn't bug me.
Dead Space Part 3. What do you guys have been thinking about this run? Or this arc, I mean.
So far behind, I don't know.
If this is part 3, Jesus, yeah, I guess sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, last issue I read was 10. I feel like it went 8 and 9 were those random issues, and we had an annual, and then we had 10, and now this. So I'm kind of confused on where we are linearly.
I'm caught up to the Cullen, or was it Cullen Bunn who was writing the 2 random issues that shouldn't have been there?
Yeah.
Okay, I read those. I haven't read the annual. I haven't read 10.
Garrett, just going back to what you were saying, those Lee Week ones you were talking about, were they Superman for New 52?
Not New 52. They were when Dan Jurgens was doing the Superman. I can't think of what the name was called. Lois and Clark.
Oh, okay.
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, he did do Lois and Clark. He did the 8 issues. Okay.
Yeah. And there was parts that I did enjoy, but I don't know, there were some parts that I would always just look at and I would just stare and I'm like, God, sometimes this doesn't look that great.
Oh, really? I thought that the art was great in that series. Actually, one of the reasons why I liked it. So maybe it's just the style you don't like. Wildstorm number 6, Warren Ellis, John Davis Hunt doing the art. Warren Ellis writing it. Here we go. Part 6 of 24. You guys caught up with Wildstorm?
Nope.
Yep. I am. It's been good.
Yeah, it's still good. We haven't talked about it.
I don't know everything about this universe, so what I like about this series is they're actually filling me in as I go. So
yeah, it feels like it's there, but like you said, you don't know what everything's going on, but you don't have to. What you know, what you need to know, they'll tell you, and so it feels fully realized. And like Warren Ellis, what was it one time? I think he wrote this one series one time, and it got canceled. And he said, "I can't believe that now he wrote this 200-page document about how all the ships work and all the shit and how the universe works." And he's like, "I wasted my life on that, and now I can't use it." But so Warren, when he does something, it's fully realized, and so I think I like it too. Note: Wildstorm shipping in August, and we'll return in September, so no issue next month. And we'll get issue 7 in September.
That's fine.
That's a nice little note. At least I won't be wondering next month.
All right.
Here we go. IDW. Garrett, did Guest Host number 1 pick up Clue?
He did not. He didn't pull the trigger.
It's still cheap. He's still too cheap to pick up his third.
He's going to get Back to the Future, though, 21.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What to talk
I think you'd be more excited to hear about Clue the book than Back to the Future.
Well, I told you guys some interesting news this week that IDW is doing a Goosebumps book, and I'm all fucking in all the way.
Meh.
Yeah, me too.
Usually I see IDW on something, and I'm like, oof, I don't know.
That's the thing is that, I mean, maybe it'll be good, but is R.L. Stein actually going to write it?
I doubt it. It says R.L. Stein presents, but...
Yeah. See, I was gonna say, if he was writing it, hell yeah, then that'd be worth your time. But I think
maybe he is, but
depending on who gets it, it may not be worth it.
Right.
TMNT Amazing Adventures Robot Animals number 2. Alex, did you get that? No.
Okay. I didn't get that. I know TMNT Universe comes out tomorrow.
Number 12. This is the book about everybody else, right? Not the Turtles.
Yeah. So is the ongoing for the most part. It's about everyone else, about the Turtles. So
exactly.
Yeah, the Turtles are on the cover.
That's just for you. That's just to make money.
I think I'm caught up on it.
How's it going? You like it?
It's got interesting things to it, being that it's about everybody else. So it's got its enjoyable thing if you want to know about the turtle world. But some of the stories they kind of want, depending. The first arc was actually 5 issues or 4 issues. Then they've all been kind of single issues for one shots.
But you're saying
it's kind of hit or miss.
It's complementary to the main book that you wouldn't just get on your own.
Correct. Yeah, if you're reading the main book, this is a nice little. Here's some extra information you can know. That's the nice thing about these TMNT books is that all their minis do tie into the main series at some point in time.
Image Comics, Bitch Planet, triple feature number 2, excuse me. Alex, number 1. Did you get number 1?
I got number 1, hadn't read number 1.
Okay.
I'm wondering, I don't understand what the point is doing the triple feature, but I'm sure that it would have been in the letters pages if I read those.
So it's not Sally, excuse me. It's not Draconic. She's not doing it. It's just she's featuring, and it's basically 3 writers. I believe, if I'm reading this correctly, they're telling stories in that world. Because that book doesn't come out often enough, it's just to like give you something to read, basically.
I'm thinking, depending on if I eventually read 1 and 2, because I'll get it tomorrow. If it's not good, I think I'll probably just end up dropping it.
Descender, number 22. This is Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen's comic book. New storyline, Rise of the Robots Part 1. The first Descender event starts here. This 5-part Descender event will include a series of interlocking variant covers by Lemire and Nguyen. Oh, there we go. This is a book. This is my biggest. What do I call it? This is the book I fell
your biggest tragedy for not reading them.
I fell behind in this book, and I eventually decided, and it was very hard, but I eventually decided I was like, I got to drop that book because I am.
My God.
Let's see, it's on 22. I read probably 2 issues, so 20 issues behind. And,
oh my God, that kills me.
And I was always like, nah, I should probably drop it. But I would always think, be like, no, I love Jeff Lemire. I love Dustin Nguyen's art. This is going to be amazing when I catch up. And I never cut. So eventually I decided to cut the cord. But you two.
Marvin, I read this book and I think of you. Like, I think of it. I'm like, how is he not reading this fucking book?
But you two, how's it going? Is it good?
Good.
It's good. It's really good.
The past, 5 or 6 issues, maybe prior to this, had been one-shots of specific characters. And the last 2 before this have been building into the story.
Yeah.
It's going to hit the fan and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is where it's culminating to.
I'll still read it. I'll just catch up on it on trades.
Yeah.
Generation Gone, number 1. This is Alex Cott and Andre Arando writing, and Andre's doing the art also. This is a book. I always love Alex Cott's ideas for books, and I read the synopsis for this, and it looks interesting. So I'll probably look through this and see. It's $4.99. So, but it is. I think it's supposed to be bigger.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I always like. He has interesting ideas. Different books. They're very different. So you're looking for something different. A new image, number 1, something to pick up. I would say tentatively, it's probably something on your radar.
I'm thinking about trying it, but I get nervous just because of Wolf. That's the only reason that I'm like, God, I don't know if I can commit to an Alex Cott.
What happened with Wolf?
He just gave up on it.
And I think Alex Cott got tired of doing it, so just went off the edge. But same with Surface. He was writing that, and he only did the 4 issues. And that was great. The art was fantastic. He'd written, I think it was issue 20 and 21 of Suicide Squad for New 52, and those were 2 of the best issues. I'm gonna get this tomorrow. I'm actually hoping that they have the gold cover one, because I want to get that. I think it should be a pretty good book.
Gold cover?
Well, they'll put like the logo in gold.
Yeah.
The GG.
The GG will be gold.
Oh. I didn't see it on the list here. Yeah, if you want to actually do me a fave, do me a solid, I'm going to put it in my box. If
Put
they
it on
have
your
it.
fucking list, bro.
Huh?
I said put it on your fucking list, bro.
I'm going to pull in my pull list if I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. And then I have to ask them to take it off if I don't want it. You know what, if I don't like it.
We'll see how many there are. I don't know how many books.
Usually number 1, though. Number 1s, they go pretty big stack.
I hate Fairyland number 14. This is Alex, one of his favorite books. Alex, let me look at this cover again. Not as good as the last cover, but still good. The last cover made me laugh. How's it going? Gert meets a mysterious, a.k.a. super creepy man who offers her the redemption she's looking for if she can solve his treacherous maze. This book looks fun. This is something I need to be reading, Alex?
Yes.
It's already
hands down, yes.
14 in, though. Can I just jump in? I mean, not forget your mind for a second.
I haven't read 13 yet, so I'm not sure if it's like the FU that Larry was holding right away. That's a Marvin book right here. This book is amazing. I laugh out loud at it, and Scotty Young nails the art and nails the story.
I might just buy 13 so I can have Larry hang it up over here in the studio.
Oh my gosh, it is awesome. And the pre-comic book day when she goes and kills Image was fucking fantastic.
Looks like a fun book. Scotty Young. It's the only thing he's doing right now. I mean, that guy used to do other stuff, but this.
Sometimes he'll do those variant covers for Marvel.
That's the thing. I remember he used to do Spider-Man every once in a while, and it wasn't like that baby kind of style, but it still was like his style. And he's kind of got away from that, and he kind of went into doing those variant covers that you're talking about. And I just thought it was like a waste of what he was doing. But now it's good to hear that he's on his own book and doing his own thing, and it's good. So I have to look into it. Lazarus, X plus 66, 1 of 6. This is the miniseries that Greg Rucka is doing. Actually, he's not doing. I mean, he's doing. You know what I mean? But while Michael Lark takes a break, Greg Rucka, I think, did the stories, but the scripts are by Eric Trodman. Steve Lieber so each issue is going to be a different artist. Steve Lieber doing the first issue here. Steve Lieber of The Fix fame. In the wake of the cull, setting the stage for Fracture, the sixth storyline of the critically acclaimed Lazarus. This story takes us into the year plus 66 with 6 separate stories. Here we go with the first one, Casey. Solomon has caught the eye of the Lazarus, but gaining the family's attention can be much of a curse as a blessing. Will Dagger's selection destroy Casey, or will survival mean something worse? I'm excited for this. You know, Steve Lieber really doesn't do a lot of serious art. It's usually comedic, and he's a very good comedic artist. So I'm excited to see him kind of stretch and do something like this. That cover looks great. He did it. Oh, it's Michael Lark cover. Excuse me.
I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with it.
Yeah, same.
Oh, all right. Moonstruck number 1. Here we go. Grace Ellis and Kate Lee doing this book. Shea Beagle doing the cover. This is from the Lumberjanes creators. So if you're at Lumberjanes over at Boom Studios, this is their new image number 1, Moonstruck. If everybody likes the image number 1, go ahead, and this looks like something that might be fun, more cartoony, more in line with their Lumberjanes, which I heard is amazing. I haven't read. It's kind of in the vein if you read Gotham Academy, Lumberjanes, kind of like that. So if you're looking for something different, I always like to bring up on the show. If you're looking for something different, here you go. The cover looks great. I like that cover. This looks very Disney. So if you're into that, there you go. There's your book. Royal City number 5. Here we go, buddy. Number 4. I just added it to a list. No, I didn't. That was a different book. But number 4 was great. Did you guys read 4 yet?
Nope.
Yeah, I did. I really liked it.
Oh, buddy, it's like the best one yet. There's a scene in 4. I won't spoil it for anybody. There's a scene in 4. It's a full page splash page that is so great that basically it sums up so much of the book, and it's such a powerful moment in the book, and then the panels that come after it that for me made that issue the best. So I'm looking forward to number 5 and see what we get. Alex, you haven't read it yet? Number 4?
No.
I would get on it ASAP. This thing
probably on Thursday night it'll be one of my books to read.
Garrett, so what do you are you excited for 5?
Yeah, very excited. I mean, you can't find a better Jeff Lemire book, obviously, right now. This is his, I've been reading his stuff over my whole comic book reading career, but this seems like this is pretty close to his magnum opus. I mean, it's the story he wants to tell, and I think that he's putting it out beautifully. So, I mean, if you're not on this book, go back and get the past issues, because I think it's still at a safe place for you to get the whole run in issues before you have to start going trade bill.
This is the last issue of the arc. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was thinking, Royal City is the Deadly Class for Rick Remender. It's the Lazarus for Greg Rucka. It's this book that, if you're not getting it, I think you're missing out, and that you need to have it in your stack.
Marvel Comics, here we go. The comic book publisher that knows what's going on. Astonishing X-Men #1. Here we go. Charles Soule, Jim Chung doing the first issue. This is the X-Men book that'll lead to something new. So it's going to be like a mini. And here we go. Who's on this team? We have Psylocke, Old Man Logan, Bishop, Angel, Phantom Max, Rogue, and Gambit. $4.99. So it is. I'm not sure if it's any bigger size wise. You can never tell with Marvel. So, but if you Charles Soule's a good writer, and Jim Chung is a good artist, so I mean it's not a bad team. What do you guys think? You excited for this book or?
I am, but I'm just worried that it's going to be too many. I mean, for myself, because I get gold, blue, and then I'll be getting this. Is it going to be too much X-Men? Like, is there a reason for this book to exist? Like you said, it's setting up something else, but I'm hoping whatever that something else is, it's going to be something big that'll keep me on.
I think being that I dropped gold and I dropped blue, and I'm pretty sure I'll probably be dropping Weapon X. I'll probably get Astonishing X-Men #1 just to see if it's worth my time.
I mean, I don't know how many issues it can be. Did you know how many? Is it 6 or?
We thought it was 12, I thought originally.
Oh yeah, it might be. It might be 12, but Marvel puts them out every 2 weeks, so it's 6 months.
True.
I'm sure we'll see something also with what's coming on afterwards at Comic-Con. They'll probably announce something.
I'm sure they'll tell you what it is, tell you what the end of the story is, and then we'll still buy it anyway.
I'm kind of actually wishy-washy. I know I was interested in this book, but I was thinking about it, and here's the thing. It's not that it doesn't mean anything, but for me, eventually, I was thinking about this about superhero books, especially with me and my current relationship with Marvel. I'm getting this because I want to get an X-Men book, and I want to find an X-Men book that I love, rather than being excited for it. So, for me, I think I'll look at it and see if I'll decide in the shop if I want this or not.
Yeah.
The only thing that's pulling me in on this book is the fact it's got Bishop and it's got Mystique. Otherwise, all the other characters I've either seen before and I'm burnt out of. Like Old Man Logan, I could give two shits.
Yeah, they're going to the same old tropes with Old Man Logan as Wolverine was before he died. It's like, Jesus, every book.
But they announced today.
Rogue is never going to be the 90s Rogue that I like.
But they announced today Deadpool and versus Old Man Logan.
Staying a million miles away from that book.
Depending on who's writing it, I may actually get it. But the reason I dropped Deadpool and the reason that I don't care for... I mean, I love Wolverine, I love Deadpool, but they're in too many freaking books. And the books that they're in, they never give them the right light. They're always this either dumb character, Deadpool, or they're not actually what they were, which is Wolverine.
It's Declan Shelby's he's writing the book. He usually is an artist. He did the art for that Deadpool, Good, the Bad, the Ugly arc, and he did the art for Moon Knight, the Warren Ellis run. So, but he's going to write it. We'll see how it goes. The art looks good, actually. I look at the preview of that link I sent you, which obviously you didn't click on because you don't know who the writer was, but still, the art looks good. Charles Soule, Alec Morgan, David Lopez on the cover of Daredevil, number 24. Kingpin tries to crush Murdoch's Supreme move. This book has been great, and this penultimate issue Supreme. This arc has been great. I like it. It's more law-based. It's like really... It's the Charles Soule's strengths, and he's bringing it to Daredevil, and I'm excited to see where this goes. What about you two?
Agreed.
Yeah, art's been good. Story's been amazing. I mean, this is one of the better books. Again, it doesn't tie anything else. Its own contained story, and there's actual medium well stakes in this book.
Stakes. I would agree with Garrett. You know what? Soule has found his niche for writing DD. I know the first 2 arcs or so at least I personally was struggling on enjoying it, and he's doing great work right now.
The Mighty Thor 21. Jason Aaron, Valerio Sheedy on art, and Russell Donnerman on the cover. Here we go. We got Unworthy, Mighty Thor, and all new Ultimate Thor. on this book. Have you guys been? I'm actually behind on this arc. Have you guys been reading it?
Yes.
Yeah, I read the first issue.
Do you guys like it? How's it going?
Oh, really? When I read it this morning, I'm tired of the background story with Malekith and Loki. I get that we're not as concerned with, but we're still doing this damn war. But I do like who picked up the hammer.
The art looks really good.
It's good. I don't know. For some reason, Mighty Thor, I'm just kind of getting bored with.
But you were bored. You've been bored with Mighty Thor for a while.
I know, and it's like I'm keeping on it because like I know it has potential, but God, I just haven't found it yet. I don't know how much longer. I mean, and I saw like the solicits for 700 coming up, and I'm like, God, that looks good, but it's just every time I read it, by the end, I'm just like dissatisfied.
Really, I've been enjoying it. Besides what, like I'm behind a couple, but I've been enjoying all of it. But then again,
honestly,
go ahead.
Garrett, the way you talk about Mighty Thor is one of those books that I'm surprised you haven't just chopped it yet to be done with it.
I know, it's true, but like, gosh, I love Thor, so it's like I don't want to.
Well, you could always just wait until it goes back to the status quo that you want. If it goes back to
the Legacy or whatever.
Odinson. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man #2. Did you guys get #1?
I got #1, haven't read it. I really want to read it. I just haven't taken the time to.
I haven't read it either.
Wow, we should talk to Guest Host 1, see what he thinks about it. I heard it was good.
But he seemed like he didn't care for it. He goes, maybe it was just the mood he was in, but he goes, it really wasn't as good as he was expecting.
Really?
He said he enjoyed it, though.
Oh, he made it seem like he wasn't as thrilled with it. And maybe he wasn't as thrilled. It was only a 9, not a 10 for him. So,
yeah.
The internet's liking it, so I don't know if that means anything.
I don't know until I read it, but I definitely can't wait. I'm excited to get to it in my stack because I think it's definitely worth checking out.
Also, the #1 book sold the month it came out, #1, so people bought it. So
believe it. What's disappointing about that #1? Did not have, at least at our store, didn't have any of the variants that I would have wanted.
Do you buy it?
#1 is like the only book I'll ever buy a variant for.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't think I'd ever see you buy variants besides, unless it's Turtles related, TMNT. Secret Empire #6, Nick Spencer, writing it, obviously, the master. Linnell Francis Yu doing the art. Mark Brooks doing the cover as usual. The unworthy, the untrusted, the unstable. This is their day. Beware the Secret Empire. That tells me nothing. However, you know what? It's been getting better.
It's been better than any event that Marvel's done in the last.
It's if you're looking in terms of events, you're right. Like if you put it against like Axis, Civil War 2. What's the other one that they had before that?
Secret Wars.
Original Sin.
Secret Wars I liked. Original Sin, yeah. Original Sin kind of like, with the first couple issues were good and after that it went downhill. This is like the opposite. And I think it was just, there's a lot of setup, and now that we're in it, I think it's getting better. By the way, I didn't mention to you guys, but we don't talk about Captain America on the show really. But Captain America Steve Rogers are doing like one-shots basically for this story, for the tie-in issues. The last one was great too. And Donny Cates is Donny Cates is writing that book right now. He's scripting it. I think Nick Spencer's doing the story, and then Donny Cates scripts it. I thought it was great. It's good to see it fills in, and that might be part of it. It's filling in Captain's story for me. So like when I see him in this book, I have all that in my head, and so I think it's a good companion book. So if you feel like you're missing something out on who Steve is, read that book, I think. Spider-Man 2099 #25. Garrett, do you read that?
I read it off, like Corey gets it, and it's good. Lately, it's been a little, I don't know, I haven't been as interested in it because it's just the constant him traveling through time, which is totally his character, so I shouldn't complain about that, but I don't know. It's just kind of like it seems like the never-ending MacGuffin that he's never going to get back to his time and things are never going to get back to normal, even though that's his main goal is to get back to his own time and have everything be back to normal. So it's kind of like that.
Totally awesome. Hulk #21, The Weapons of Mutant Destruction, Part 4. Greg Pak writing it, Robert Gill on art, Stonehouse on the cover. Guest starring Old Man Logan, Sabretooth, Warpath, Domino, and Lady Deathstrike. That means Weapon X, right? Throwing Weapon X?
Yep, it's a Weapon X crossover.
Garrett, how's that crossover been going?
It's been great. Like, I thought I would hate Amadeus Cho's Hulk, and I would hate, like, that's basically it. But I've been really loving the storyline. I think that, especially with, like, Secret Empire going on in different events, like, this is a contained event itself where, it's just the Weapon X team and Hulk, and it's just really going into the mythology of mutants and genetic cloning and things like that. It's a lot more science involved, and I think that's always fun. Like, that's kind of what intrigues me about normal Hulk, like, when it's not, like, playful or whatever, is I like to go to the science aspect about it. Like, I want to know more about, like, gamma radiation and things like that, not just, I have Hulk powers, cool.
Eat Hulk, me smash.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely worth checking out. You might not be, a lot of people are probably missing it in the midst of Secret Empire, but if you can ever get in a trade someday, it might be a fun story to go back and read.
X-Men Gold #8 Secret Empire tie-in. Guggenheim writing it. Ken Lashley on art. Hey, I like Ken. Arian Sift. Oh, doing covers. He's still around, huh? They probably paid him for like 10 covers since last Rush Seller.
Right.
Garrett, did you read 7?
Yeah, I did.
How's the tie-in?
I think they barely even mentioned Secret Empire. So I think my prediction was right. It's like, yes, Secret Empire is going on in the universe, but is it the main focus of what's actually happening in the issue? No.
I heard that X-Men Blue was the opposite, though.
I haven't read X-Men Blue yet. I'm behind on Blue. Okay. Gold I'm caught up on.
I heard a lot of complaints from people who read Blue that it took a 180 basically and then acted like all the previous issues didn't happen and it's just a Secret Empire book. So
yeah, because I know that one takes place on the little, what is it, New Tian or whatever that Steve gave him. So I know that one's inevitably going to be very heavy Secret Empire. But this one, I feel, has not.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #17 from Boom Studios. Kyle Higgins writing it with Ryan Fierri. Hendry Pastry Bacan?
Fracetta.
Oh, that's a different guy's name. I didn't see the comma. Bacan, just one name. Jamal Campbell doing the cover. The next Power Rangers epic starts here. The Power Rangers are finally reunited, but can things ever be the same? The cover has all their what do they call them? Zorgs? Borgs?
Zords with the D.
Hey, I told you already. I'm reading from Beetleborgs. I'm not into this Power Rangers thing. So, I even think this cover looks pretty nice. How's his book been, Garrett?
I've loved it since issue 1. It's a lot of nostalgia, but they're filling in gaps of the story that you would never get on the TV show. Maybe because it's more budget kind of thing. That's why I like comics is such a great medium, is you get everything you could possibly want because it's unlimited budget basically. So story, there's nothing I complain about in this book. Even though there's a 2-page, so the last 2 pages is always like an ongoing, like, it used to be the ongoing adventures of Bulk and Skull, and now it's the ongoing adventures of 2 of Rita's minions. And like when it went from Bulk and Skull to Rita's minions, I think that part has been shitty because like I really liked when Bulk and Skull were in that 2-page part. But as a whole, the series is fantastic, and they introduced a new character that I think is really ruthless and really kind of cool to see him interact with the normal Power Rangers and whatnot.
Secret Weapons #2 from Valiant with here we go. We have Eric Hasserier doing the writing. We have Raul Allen doing the art and cover. Patricia Martin doing the colors. Issue 1 was pretty great. I did like it. There was the first few pages I could tell that he was getting used to writing a comic, but by the end, this got me pumped for #2. And this is only a 4-issue mini, so if you want to catch on, get #1, #2. It's basically, here's what happened. Let me give you a quick synopsis, see if you're interested. These people they basically have these mutant powers. They come out and they have mutant powers. There's 8 of them, I believe. Turns out their powers are dumb and don't really do anything. For example, one lady talks to birds, she can talk to birds. Another guy can hold something to make it glow, but That's it. It glows. It's not like energy. Another person can make anything manifest in front of him, but he can't control it and he can't control what it is. So, for instance, he's at work and a shotgun manifests in his hands and he gets fired for having a gun at work. But then for some reason, something's hunting them down. So Livewire is helping them stay alive and figure out what's going on. This takes place in the Valiant world. It's kind of actually like Wildstorm a little bit. It takes place in this world, but you don't have to know it. What you need to know, they'll tell you. But you know that like, this world's going on. And Valiant is a very easy world to get into, I found out. So if you want to jump on, there you go, 2 issues. They talk about other books in this issue, but it's like I said, it's nothing that you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. It's always just like, okay, that's happening over there. Those are all the books for this week, except for one that I wanted to bring up. It looks very silly, looks very out there, and the cover makes me laugh so much. I just have to mention it. Trump versus the Time Lincoln, #1. It's about Time Lincoln goes through time to face threats. The great emancipator. He's going to fight Trump, but Trump looks like the guy from Mad Max. What's that guy's name? Do you remember? The guy with the mask?
What's his name? Is it General something?
Oh, anyways, in this book, he's called Final Trump. He has a mask on, and the art looks great. David Hutchinson. So looking for something dumb. There you go. Looks like it's just going to be. It's going to be.
You're looking for something dumb.
It does. It looks like it seems like it's like what's that called? Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, kind of like in that kind of vein.
Oh yeah.
Like alternate history. That's like Sense and Sensibilities and Sea Monsters, Pride and Prejudice with Zombies, stuff like that. So if you want to look for something like that, there you go. Those are the books for July. What day did I say? 19th, 2017. Is that tomorrow or today?
You know it.
Those are the books coming out. I mean, there's a lot to pick from. It's a big week. We've had a couple slow weeks, and here we go. Big. I'm not for you guys. I was going
to say slow weeks.
The general comic book public, not you guys who get every book.
I want everyone to know. Last week, one of the cheaper weeks I've had.
What do you mean by cheap? How much did you spend?
$60.
Still $60.
That's not cheap to anybody else.
Hey, that's
it shouldn't be cheap to you. So. It shouldn't be cheap to you.
I think the week before that was like 40.
Okay, so now this week, how much are you thinking it's going to be?
90.
I'm guessing more than 60.
So go out there and get your books. But when you're out there, how's the weather going to be, Alex? I know we've been having a hot streak. It rained last night, but
hot streak. We're having balls stuck to your thighs streak.
Oh my God.
I want to make sure that everyone knows how hot it is. You're wearing those boxers. Those testicles are getting stuck to those thighs, so be careful when you peel them off. It is going to be so hot and uncomfortable. There's supposedly a big storm coming tonight, I guess. We'll see if that happens. I'm guessing it's just going to be a stirring pot of hot shit. Watch out when you're out there.
By the way, you're supposed to tell me the forecast in relation to comics, but you always tell me the real forecast.
Hey, you know what?
Not everybody lives here, Alex.
To be fair, it's going to be raining in comic books because I got a shit ton coming out tomorrow.
That's what
I'm also just telling you what it really is. It's going to be balls to the thigh hot. So,
Garrett, how's the traffic look like tomorrow?
The traffic's going to be balls to the thigh busy. I mean, no, it's another busy week. There's a lot of new #1s. So I think there'll be a lot of traffic. There's going to be some cool variants out there. So, I mean, I know for Rainbow, at least, that wall is going to be stocked full. So, make sure you check out all the stacks. Make sure there's nothing hiding behind other books, because it'll probably be there. There's a lot of stuff coming out tomorrow.
And this is the week of Comic-Con. A lot of news comes out. People get excited about comics. So get comics this week. And, even though you might not be interested anymore, which a lot of people aren't, because it's really Comic-Con, especially San Diego, it's not really about comics anymore. It's more about movies. Feel the spirit. Feel the love of comics this week. And till next week, I've been Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Everyone stay cool and keep reading those books.